Hey there and welcome back to the channel. Bryson with Dimes for Dollars here, and today we have two more boxes of pennies for our Lincoln Cent series. We're on hunt number 157 today, boxes 321 and 322. And today we have two different kind of boxes. We have the Loomis boxes, and I believe these are NF String & Sons. These ones are from the West Coast, and these ones say they're from the East Coast. I'm not sure about that, but that's where they're from on the wrappers. So we're going to have another round of East versus West today. As for our West Coast box, I went ahead and popped it open, and it's circulated. I don't see anything that really stands out, but it's definitely circulated. As for our East Coast box, I see quite a few copper enders, so that one might have a good shot at winning most overall coppers. So anyways, we'll go ahead and start with the West Coast box. I'll flip it over, I'll check the other side for any enders, and we'll get started with the hunt. Roll number 2, and we have our first find of the hunt. This one's going to be a 1952 from Denver. Roll number 6, and we have our second wheat cent, and this one's in pretty nice shape. It's going to be a 1958 from Denver. And while I got you here, let's go ahead and check out the reverse. And it's in pretty nice shape as well. Roll number 13, and we got two more wheat cents. Our first one is a 1953 from Denver, and our second wheat cent is right back here. And this one's going to be a 1946 Philadelphia. Roll number 21, and we have wheat cent number 5. And this one's a 1955 from Denver. Roll number 24, and this time we have an older Canadian cent. We have a Queen Elizabeth II young head. They also call it the Laureate portrait. Let's flip it and see what the date is. And this one's going to be a 1963. Very next roll, and halfway point of the box, and this time we have a 40s wheat cent. We got a 1944 from San Francisco. Roll number 36, and we have another 40s wheat cent. And this one is a 1946 from Denver. Roll number 42, and this time we have a 50s wheat cent. We have a 1957 from Denver. Alright, well that's going to wrap up the West Coast box, but before we get into the wrap up, we have one change that we're going to do this time. This time the S-mints are worth the same as regular copper cents, because I realize it's a huge advantage for the West Coast to have these worth so much. So they're just going to be counted as regular copper cents. We got 34 of them this time. We got 5 Canadian cents, 4 modern ones, and 1 older one from 1963. We got 5 shiny copper cents, 5 50s wheat cents, and 3 from the 40s. So overall, here is our layout of how the points are scored. We got no pre-40s finds, those are worth the big points. Just a few wheat cents, 8 in total. And we got a grand total of 462 copper cents and those 34 S-mints. So grand total of 77.6 as our score for the West Coast box this time. Now let's go ahead and move on to the East Coast box. Well, roll number 3, and it's already not looking too good for the West Coast box. We have got 3 wheat cents in this roll. Our first one's a 1945 Philadelphia. Our second wheat cent is right back here. And this one's a 1955 Denver. And our third wheat cent is right here. And this one is a 1956 from Denver. Roll number 5, and we have wheat cent number 4. This one's going to be a 1944 from Denver. Very next roll, and wheat cent number 5 is a 1956 from Denver. 2 rolls later, and we have another 1956, also from Denver. Roll number 11, and this time we have a 40s wheat cent. We have a 1944 Philadelphia. Roll 27, and we have another 40s wheat cent. This one's going to be a 1946 from Denver. Roll 31, and this time we have a 1945 from Philadelphia. Roll number 39, and we have wheat cent number 10 for the East Coast box, and this one's a 1952 from Denver. Roll number 44, and this time we have a 1956 from Denver. Very next roll, and this time we have a 40s find. We got a 1947 from Denver. Roll number 46, and we're going to have two more wheat cents here. Our first one is a 1940 from Denver. And our second wheat cent is right back here. And this one is a 1951 from Denver. 3 rolls later, and we have another 50s find. This one's going to be a 1953 from Philadelphia. Very last roll of the East Coast box, and we got a 30s find. And that sums it up pretty well. This East Coast box has been really loaded with nice finds. We got 1936 Philadelphia this time. We'll still go ahead and do the stats, but as you can see, we got a lot of wheat cents out of it. So give me just a minute to go through it all, tally up all of our scores, and I'll be back with a wrap-up. Alright, we're back now after tallying up the results, and we got a very decisive victory for the East Coast box. We'll go ahead and get through the stats anyways. We got 4 S-Minter Memorial cents compared to the West Coast's 34. We only had 1 Canadian cent from 1986, and we had 11 shiny copper cents. Moving on to the 50s finds, we got 8 this time, and 7 from the 40s. Plus we got that really nice 1936 Philadelphia on the very last roll of the East Coast box to really put the nail in the coffin. Now as for the totals, we can see here that the East Coast box was almost double what the West Coast box was. So a very decisive victory. East Coast wins it, no questions asked. But that is going to do it for today's hunt. I hope you all enjoyed. We got one more like this coming up in the next one, so stay tuned. Hopefully we'll have another really fun hunt. But until then, I want to thank you all for watching, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.